Hi, everybody in ecec 111, Child Development 2. We are getting ready to get started. I know many of you have been on the discussion board already, and that's awesome to certainly start us off with that part of it. And I also know that classes started on Thursday, not on the following Monday. So we're sort of in between weeks 1 and 2, but we can always keep up with each other and keep up with ourselves as we go along. For those of you new to the course, once we go to the content section, then we'll be able to see the course syllabus. If you haven't done the Introduction to VIU Learn, this might be a good time to spend some time doing that. The proposed weekly schedule, just so that you know what we're doing, and the learning task. This is a really key part in this course. Take the time to go through the learning task because it's all about choices. It's about you making the choices that work best for you in your learning part of it. In our first week of conversations, we've been looking at the idea of building a community of learners and thinking about our image of teens and tweens. Many of us in Child Development 1 talked about our image of the child. And so what is our image of teens and tweens? How does that look? And so please take the time to see what peers have been posting and how we can certainly cooperate that part of it. We are moving in now to terms and domains in week 2. For many of us, this is a review from Child Development 1. We're going to be using again the Science of ECD, which is a Canadian-based resource and accessible for free within British Columbia. Take some time to go through the key terms about norms and average ages, social clock, maturation, stages, critical periods, and sensitive periods. Think about all those are all key terms to child development and human development and how we apply those terms and how we often forget about those terms when we're working with children. We also want to review the ideas of developmental domains, the key domains of physical, cognitive, and social development, and then all the multiple domains that come under those. And as we talk in Child Development 1, the idea is that developmental domains are not silos, they're not independent things, they interconnect. So just because it's physical development, how does it connect it to cognitive development? How does language development or social development impact physical development? How does physical development impact those? Do they happen independently or do they need each other to connect? Also remember that it's quantitative changes. That means that things change in amounts, heights, abilities to do things, and numbers, weights, numbers of friends, etc. Qualitative in our abilities to do things, that we figure things out more. We are able to think bigger and broader more. So instead of, we're able to delay gratification, some of us, some of the time. So take the time to read that. Again, take time to review some of the ideas on development. In your learning task 1, there's 2 options here. Looking at social norms and clocks tend to be important for tweens and teens. So share a norm or something related to a social clock that you recall and the area of accomplishing. Remember that these can also be culturally specific too. Some of them may be religious specific, some of them may be social or cultural specific, some of them may be government imposed specific, all based on a social clock. That's when we think as a society things should be happening, people should be doing certain things. So how does social clocks interfere with human development thinking? Or the other option is provide an example from each domain that looks at qualitative and quantitative changes that you've been experiencing or you have experienced or you're watching teens experience. What are some examples that you can add to that part? Your assignment this week is to put up your learning plan. Think about all the choices that you've got. How are you going to add up to 100 points? 30 of the points are for being engaged in the discussion board and or the Zoom sessions. Our Zoom sessions are Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1:30. They are optional conversation times. They're not necessarily teaching lessons. We'll look at a topic and we'll certainly discuss the topic, but it's for those who are more comfortable discussing in real time than typing on the discussion board. You have a choice. You can attend Zoom classes sometimes. You can be on the discussion board other times. You can do both. It's totally your choice as long as I see you engaged with the material one way or the other. But the other 70 points come from the assignments that you choose to create this semester. So whether you like doing littler assignments, a lot of little assignments, or whether you like doing big assignments, you decide what you're going to do. You decide when those are going to be due. And that plan needs to be in within by the end of this week, by the end of week 2, week 3 at the latest, just so that gives you time to know what you're doing and so that I know what you're going to be doing this semester. So welcome to the course. Welcome to topic 2, looking at terms and domains. And I hope to see some of you at Zoom class at 12:30 on Tuesday.